Victory Park. This is News 8 at 4.
Coming up next on News 8 this afternoon, summer is in and school is almost out. So how do you keep those kids busy and occupied and productive and keep yourself sane? We're going to talk to a business guru who says running a house is actually a lot like running an office. Well, sort of. We'll talk to him next. Are you ready for summer yet? School is just about out for most North Texas students. They love that. Sometimes, though, the parents don't. They're trying to come up with a lot of ways to keep those kids busy. It can be dreadful. We're here with Larry Katzen. He's a successful businessman who also happens to have quadruplets. Larry found that a lot of things that helped climb the ladder professionally also helped to raise 4 well-behaved kids. So we're going to mine you for some tips here, because I was just telling you, sometimes we're sitting at the dinner table and just depending on how it goes, and I've only got 2 kids, you and the wife, when they leave the table, you just say, I think we're failing here. Did you have times like that?
Absolutely. The older they got, the more difficult the dinners were. But in the beginning, it was all very hectic, and then you go through a real nice time where dinner is more calm.
So tell me how you got to sort of that magical spot, because you were a big head honcho there at Arthur Anderson, the big accounting firm. You had the 4 kids at home as well. How did you, first of all, juggle all of that and bring some sanity to the home life?
Well, fortunately, I was married to a wonderful wife that was very well organized, because I did a lot of traveling and traveled around the world, and she was caught maintaining the kids. But I try to mix business and personal together. On the weekends, I would try to take my kids down to the office and let them play in the typewriter, draw, and while I was doing some work, and then we'd go out for lunch, and I used to say, we're going to paint the town red.
So you're sort of straddling the fence there, getting some work done, being productive, but also spending some time with them.
Correct.
A lot of people take their work home with them now on the phones and the iPads and the computers. Is that the same thing, or do you recommend getting away from that a little
Well,
bit?
In those days, when I was raising the kids, there were things as iPhones and computers, so you were able to get away with it.
Yeah.
Today, it's probably a more difficult task. But one of the things we did do was in the summers, since it was difficult to put each kid in a separate program.
And expensive.
And expensive. Yeah. And you couldn't go to hotels because then you need so many rooms.
Oh, yeah.
So we bought a condo up in Sun Valley, Idaho, and we spent our summers up there. And this day, the kids would tell you that that's their most favorite times of growing up.
And you found that structure worked a lot as well, especially as you got into those summer months.
Yeah, so my wife is very structured and organized, and she would get things all organized the night before, making sure that their meals were taken care of, or there are things that they had to take to school, and she lived by the clock.
Okay, and you lay down that law at the very beginning of summer. Do not let there be a couple of days of just TV viewing all day, because once they get that in their heads, it's all downhill from there. The book is called And You Thought Accountants Were Boring by Larry Katzen. If you're looking for a little help balancing work life and kid life, home life, check it out. Maybe it can actually help you out some. Thanks for coming on the show with us today.
Thank you.
And earlier we want